Okay, I would like to start this rankings off by having a full segment about Julia complaining about. We said we didn't do it in the last rankings, which was true, but we never said we weren't going to do it moving forward.
Um, well, no, we told her we did do it in the last rankings because we were lying because she was bugging that we asked her about Chapel Rowan, but that's not going to be important until PB Comics, which is actually next week.
But
And
also,
by
like,
next week, I
why
mean the
do.
week after because we're talking about last week, not
Yes.
this week.
We said we only mentioned her complaining, which was true.
And we did do that, but we lied about the other stuff. Anyway, this is rankings week 7 ASMR because Scott has to be quiet because everyone else in the house is sleeping and I'm not in my usual location. Come on, bunk bed. Um,
Are the
so
people in your room?
no.
Are the walls that thin that you can't speak?
Yeah, and I mean it's like it's the middle of the night. Like if it was people like just going to sleep, I'd be a little more mindful. And it's also not my direct family. It's like my aunts and uncles and cousins. So like,
If you're a rankings expert, you might know that whenever I was being too loud in my room at home, my mom would bang on the wall to tell me to
huh?
be quiet. I don't know if you could hear that in
Well,
other.
yes. Well,
But now I'm in a
yes.
hotel for the year, so
Um, so yes, welcome to Rankings Week 7, where Scott has once again learned that making concrete predictions about how things will go is a bad idea because that will almost automatically unfurl itself. Oh, good. Bye, Steven. Steven's left the room. Um,
I'm washing my hands.
okay. Um, yes, so last week I said the rest of the season is going to steamroll, and Tyler and Liz are going to be like the final two, and maybe they cut Julia at 4, but Sarah will then be 3, and Michael will get 7th, and Ava will get 6th, and Andy will get 5th, yada yada yada. Well, guess what? Scott was fucking wrong, because everything is now turned upside down on its head. Um, The front runners are no longer the front runners. The people on the bottom are no longer the people on the bottom. Everything is just one jumbled mix of a mess. There is no longer any power structure to the point where rankings becomes. I was trying to come up with numbers for people as I do ahead of time, and I Stephen and I this whole season have been pretty on the money. I wouldn't be surprised this time if like one of us was giving someone like a 9 and the other person gave someone a 4. Like, I think that we could be on totally different pages because this house is so up in the air. We're also currently in the middle of overnight check-in.
And everyone is
The
taking it
drop
really seriously. I don't think I can remember a time since like maybe like season two.
dynamite
Oh yeah, season five, where everyone was like locked in.
in it. Um,
It's a crucial HOH. This is one of the most important heads of households we've ever had this season.
this is definitely the most important of the season. Like the stakes, every single person needs to win. Um, there is so much to talk about, so let's not waste any more time and let's dive in.
Okay, Andy.
Okay, Andy. Last week, Andy had a 5 from both of us. Um, Andy, over the last couple of weeks, her position has been falling because she ratted out her initial alliance to then go with a new one, but then wasn't completely loyal to them when it came to votes, and then was put on the bottom of that. And she was constantly falling towards the bottom. This week, there was a vote flip for Michael to stay and for Kaylin to go. Unfortunately for Andy, um, unfortunately for Andy, she was on the wrong side of the vote, but also I think the people that were also on the wrong side of the vote don't want to work with Andy still. So she's kind of in a tricky situation. The good news for Andy, though, is A, I don't think anyone is targeting Andy because I think Andy is back in this weird middle position. But whereas before, I think that middle position was very much like she was playing the middle. Now I feel like she's floating in the middle, and neither side needs her. Or let me be clear, both sides need her, but neither side want her. Which is an issue for Andy. The other good thing I think in her favor is I think her win equity based off of the people on the jury right now are good. I think all four of the people there are people that would consider voting for her. Unfortunately, I think everyone that's left in the game would not consider voting for her. So she's going to have, besides the person that went home, the lowest score for me this week.
Hmm.
For me, that is a 4 for Andy.
Me too. I mean, it's only right that Andy gets a 4. I mean, she was on the wrong side of the vote. She is losing so much steam to have a chance at winning the game. I mean, you said it all already. Um, she's just not in the know. She's not in the creation of the moves. She is being told, and when she wasn't even told about this one. She didn't even do it right. So it's not looking good for her, as at least as well as it is for some other people. So 4 for me and for Andy. Oh, okay. Ava.
Ava. Okay.
This is where Scott stands corrected.
Scott stands corrected, but you also did not predict this.
I didn't know. I didn't.
Um,
But I give it the 6.
yes, last week Scott gave Ava a 5, Stephen gave Ava a 6, and Ava, ah, snaps all around because this is exactly what Ava needed to do. She noticed after the split week, I'm pretty sure we said it on the rankings, she noticed that Liz did not pick her side in the split house twist. That clued her in that, she thought that her and Liz were 1 and 2, and that like Tyler was 3 and Sarah was 4. And when Liz chose to protect their side of the house and not hers, it clued her in where, oh crap, maybe I'm 3, maybe I'm 4. If I just stick with them, I'm playing for third place at best. I'm not beating them in comps. I'm not on their main end of the alliance. And now we're going to be getting rid of Michael, the person that is clearly targeting the both of them. What are we doing here? So she went to Sarah and she went to Julia and she made this move happen. For that alone, I will be raising my score. Um, I am only going to be raising it to a 6 though. I'm going to be at a 6 for Ava, and I'll explain why I'm not higher. I think that this move exposed Ava more than anyone else.
Oh, I gotta send a candy piece.
Oh, exciting. Wait, let's see who's out. Drum roll. Oh my God. I think Michael's gonna be out. No, it's Andy.
Andy. You can keep going.
So yes, Ava was definitely like is now exposed. Liz and Tyler, unfortunately for Ava, and I'm kind of surprised this is happening. Liz and Tyler's response to this vote flip happening, I thought would be like, wow, we were
Julia.
targeting Julia before, but now we need her out. Oh
Yeah.
my God. And instead, the reaction has been, weirdly enough, well, crap. We wanted to target Julia, but now We can't because if we targeted Julia, the people we were going to go with were Ava and Sarah, and they just fucking flipped on us. Ava and Sarah, and I think Ava has unfortunately done the worst job at damage control out of the three of them. So I am at a 6 for Ava because I do think Ava has the numbers. Ava truthfully has Sarah, Julia, Michael, and herself. That's 4 out of the final 7. Um, and respectfully, what's Andy gonna do right now? So I think she's on the up and up, but there's a chance that it could go badly. Needless to say, this is a good move for Ava. Ava needed to do this for her to have a chance to stay in it, and now she is still in it. So, period queen, go off. 6, green score.
I'm gonna go up to a 7. I saw Ava's text either last night or this morning that was like, I need Michael to stay in this game. And I laughed to myself and I said, you are so clueless and there's no way that is going to happen. There's no way you're going to make that happen with 3 votes. And then all of a sudden it was possible, and then all of a sudden it happened. I have to give her the score for making the move this week. That is one of my favorite things is when people realize that if they don't do something about the position they're in, they're going to lose. And so they take the chance and they make moves. So I'm very happy about that. I'm a little worried with her with Liz and Tyler, but Tyler can't compete in the HOH, and Liz is the only chance. Um, and I think as long as Liz doesn't win, she's fine at least going into another week. So 7 for me. I think Ava improved her chances of winning this game astronomically if she makes it there. So kudos. We're at the final 7, so it's a great time to make a ballsy move, I think. So very good. I'm very proud of Ava, and I'm very excited to see if she can keep it up moving into the last parts of the game.
This is also something to say in terms of rankings, where it's like we're entering the stage of the game where, because there are so few people left, especially now in the state of the house after this vote flip, anybody can go home. So it's becoming harder to rank
Yes.
low scores because you're likely to go home. Because and like truthfully and so sincerely, any one of these 7 people could be the next boot. So I'm no longer ranking on that. I feel like that's not fair, and I am
Mhm.
strictly ranking on like gameplay and win equity. Like that's what it's getting down to now. So, this
All
6.5 for Ava overall,
what? Like especially the next 2 weeks or so, it's all going to come down to who's winning what. So
and this 6.5 from Ava could be a 2 next week because she goes home, or
mhm.
it could continue to rise. But for right now, it definitely
I
is.
love that. I'm very okay with
Yeah.
it. All right, Julia.
Okay. Oh, I was about to ask if Stephen wanted to go first, but then he walked away.
I'm right here.
Um,
You want me to go first?
do you want to go first? I'm just curious. I feel like Julia could be someone that we differ on,
I can.
or like I can also go first, but I just didn't know if like you wanted to go first, Shani.
I mean, I can go first. Um, I think this. I mean, Julia and Sarah both. I think this was a risky move for Julia. And we're going to see if it pays off moving forward. I mean, we've already seen from Tyler and Liz that Tyler said if, or I thought Tyler said it, but he couldn't win HOH. So maybe he said it about the future of like, if I win, like Ava and Sarah are going to be hitting the block. Um, yeah, you're right. I almost feel like they're targeting Julia less than they were, which is crazy because she definitely didn't like plan for that. Like that wasn't her like plan of like making this move and it would like like
Her plan for this move was,
do
okay,
it and
fuck
see what
it.
happens. Yeah.
It's no, not do it and see what happened. It's like it's time to draw the line. I've got to go after Liz and Tyler. They're not with me.
Yeah, I know, but do it and see what happens, and if they win, and I'm a target. That's what I meant by see what happens.
Okay.
Um, I was at a 7.
I've got my score locked. You're not going to affect what I'm doing.
I know I'm still deciding. The thing is, though, I want to say, like, if anybody wins, she's not going to go up. I worry that if Liz wins, information will get around that Julia was one of the heads of this idea and not just some sort of like passive I um
I don't think that word's going to get around because I don't think she was.
s- head head.
Julia was not the head of this.
She had the choice to she was the deciding vote.
Yes, but I think Julia can play that
She
dumb.
she played it off as the numbers aren't there, and I have to get rid of of Kaylin, which wasn't true. She knew that Michael is targeting Tyler, and if Michael stayed, Michael will be going after Tyler. I think that if we get a Liz HOH, she's gonna dig a little more deeply, and maybe even Sarah and um, Ava are the first two to hit the block. But what happens if one of them wins the veto? Then Julia's gonna go up.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's gonna be Julia?
No, because
For
I
now,
think,
I'm only going up to an 8.
okay.
But also 8 is very good. I said that like 8 was not like the highest score so far this season. Or do we have an 8,
Um,
have an 8.5 yet? No.
for me this week, Julia, I gave Julia the 8 last week, along with Liz and along with Tyler. And I said that whoever went home in this next week would solidify who takes control of the game. And this was not the way I expected it to happen because Kaylin was also Julia's piece. But Kaylin going home here, and specifically Michael staying, and the way that Julia was able to go about it, where she was, yes, the deciding vote. Like at this point, Liz and Tyler know that Julia was the deciding vote.
Oh, I know.
And they still are like, we can't, it's annoying. We're pissed at her, but we physically cannot target her because we don't have other allies anymore. And that's why I don't think that if even if Liz wins HOH, I think it's Ava and Sarah up on the block. And if one of them comes down, I think it's Andy that goes up. Or no, it's Michael that goes up. Are we kidding? Like,
Oh yeah.
because she's not gonna take out Julia, and she's not gonna put up Julia if she's not gonna take her out. So A, that, and B, more than anything, we don't have the exact proof of this yet, though. However, based on both of the um truthfully based off of all of the super safety competitions that Julia competed in, as well as OTEV, to me, it is clear that when it comes to Google Slides, Julia is above and beyond the rest, and it is not even comparable. Julia uses Google Slides for her job. Like I met up with her in the park and she was like, "Oh my gosh,
But
yeah,
she
like
still
this
hasn't
Google
won
Slide."
anything yet. I
Huh?
know. I understand that Google
Well, no,
Slide.
she won all those Google Slide comps besides OTEV.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
But she still hasn't won anything else. You know what I mean?
heard loud and clear. But when we're looking at this week's veto, which is Google Slides, and then the final six HOH, which is Google Slides, and then the final four veto, which is Google Slides, and the final five HOH, which is Google Slides, like these endgame comps are going to matter. And I think Julia is the most well suited for them. We'll see. But with all that being said, as well as I think she, for a while, I think was playing for second or third if she was going to the end with Liz and Tyler here. And she finally, thank God, made a move against it. I'm going up to a 9.
And that's fair. I wasn't comfortable yet going all the way up to a 9 But I could, depending on how the events of next week go, I think I could definitely be going up. So we'll see what happens. But I want to see what happens when the dust settles from the fallout of this big vote. But 8.5, 8.5 is the highest score of the season, which is totally deserved.
Oh, Graft is gonna shift up. Yep.
Yay! Cool. Wow, never lower than a 6. That's pretty good. Okay, Kaylin.
Caitlin. Okay. Uh, Queen's gone.
It was her time.
It was her time. Ultimately, as sad as I am to see Caitlyn go, because she is an icon, she is everything. Um, Michael staying this week was better for the season 10 times over, not even close. Um, Unfortunately, to be honest, I mean, I'm gonna give her a 3 this week. Um, Maybe it's because I love Caitlyn so much and she's incredible, so it's only a 3. Um, but like truthfully, she did the campaign yesterday. She got a bunch of concrete, like, yeah, I'm keeping you. And she said, great, I'm not gonna rock the boat too much. And then it was literally like right before the vote that she heard otherwise. She went to check in with people. It was too late. There was only so much she could do. It's gonna be a 3 from me. Um, but yeah, vote flipped on her. And I'm gonna give her a 3 because I can, and this is our show.
I mean, part of the rankings are like how much you like them too. That factors into it. But I am gonna go to a 2. With that being said, um, I do really love Kaylin, and I gave her the favorable roundup a few weeks ago, but she ultimately, although it was an unfortunate flip, like she ultimately is where she is because of her actions. They decided to keep Michael because he was better at competitions, which is saying something because he hasn't won a competition yet, and
And
Caitlin
Caitlyn
had.
has.
Yeah. So, but they're right. Like Caitlyn kind of stumbled into the last HOH, and if they're taking the shot and they want the chance to beat Liz and Tyler, Michael is totally the correct person to take over Caitlyn.
Oh wait, by the way,
Already
it's
basically.
time for the next round.
Oh yeah, I missed it. What candy should I send?
Send a chocolate. The chocolate.
Okay. Oh my god, Sarah's gonna win. Liz, oh my god, Liz is out.
Holy crap. Oh, I know she's livid. I'm so
I
sorry.
think Sarah's gonna throw it. Oh my god, this is gonna be an insane week.
The earth just shook. Okay, this is not affecting my rankings,
No.
but realistically speaking, just to real fast talk about it, Liz is out now. Sarah's throwing, you said?
Yeah, she's gonna throw until, or she's gonna try and win until Liz got out.
So if the HOH is Ava or Michael, do both of them put up Liz and Tyler next week?
I think so.
Holy fuck. Holy shit. This is crazy. Okay, well, what a better time to talk about Liz.
I know. Oh wait,
Whole,
wait, it's not time yet. Sorry.
oh, I'm like, holy crap.
Ah, I feel so bad for her.
Holy crap. I'm actually shook. Holy
But
shit.
Julia's telling Sarah to win, and Sarah is all in with Julia, so she might.
Oh my God. Ava,
And
Ava
people keep
girl,
playing it out.
I
Michael
won't
says,
lie. I was counting Ava out.
"I know."
This thing, you're doing it. Holy crap.
Ava said,
This,
"Ava said, should we play it out?" Michael says, "Can I have it?" And Sarah says, "I would keep playing it out."
Uh, um,
All right, let's talk about Liz.
oh, wait, holy crap. Just wait, before we talk about this, just like two
Uh,
seconds. This season, like last week, we thought it was turning into a steamroll,
who's
and now
we?
we're
I did not
back
say that.
here.
I did not say that.
No, 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 no. I know you didn't say that, but I'm saying like
Cut
I
him out.
said it was like BB20, and it was starting to go down the path where it was going to be obvious steamroll, and now it's not. It'll be interesting to see looking back at the end of this season, but like this is at least right now like definitely I think a top five season so far.
That's pretty good.
Like this is up there with like season like this is feeling very season three to me,
Mm, mm.
and we love
I
season
was gonna
three.
say season two to be honest because this feels a very overnight delivery to me.
To me, season two was very two-sided and things didn't flip back and forth. It was just two power struggles. Season three was
Mm.
dynamic in its power players. Anyway, we're not here
Let's
to
talk
talk
about
about
Liz.
season two and three. Now we're going to talk about Liz. Um, Liz had eights from us last week, rose to the top of the rankings, and unfortunately, unfortunately, this Liz got this is what happens when you get comfortable in the game.
Hmm.
And not that she got sloppy, she didn't get sloppy, but she didn't keep up with all relationships that I feel like she needed to, as well as I think the biggest downfall for her was she was talking in the chat with like Tyler and Julia. I think the three of them were so confident that they could just do this thing. So when Michael went to Tyler and was like, use the veto on me, like put up Liz, and then Liz heard about it, she was like, I've got the numbers, I'm fine. Let's start a house fight. Michael, what are you saying about me? And it gave people the reason to act on keeping Michael here because they realized Liz was a threat. Um, it is her fault. Oops. Um, yeah. With that being said, she's not out. She's good at comps. Like, truthfully, I said Andy is going to be my lowest score, which is a four. And that is staying true because Liz and Tyler definitely, especially immediately leaving this round, there was still a lot of dust to settle. I was like, Sarah could definitely still go back and maybe like work with them. Julia could maybe still be trying. Like, there's still wiggle room for all of them in there, but they are far from the top of the pack. I will be dropping my score. I will be dropping it significantly. I will be going to a five for Liz. Um, she could easily deserve a four. However, again, we just saw me react to her being out of the HOH. But going into it, I feel like Liz is one of the higher contenders to win this HOH as well. So I was not completely counting Liz out. Now that we know that she's not the HOH, I think she's a likely boot in this next week, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, um, Liz is gonna get a five from me, and unfortunately, I think it's going to continue to decrease now that we know what the HOH results might be, which is so sad because Liz is.
Lizard. I'm gonna do a five too. It's so sad, but also like I needed this, you know. Like I needed a little shake up. But if I
I love an epic downfall when there's people on the uprise that I'm just as equally rooting for.
yes,
And it's happened like three times this season. First, Zach and Jay were on top, and they were toppled by like Ryan and Broken. And then Ryan and were on top, and they were toppled by like Liz and Tyler. And now Liz and Tyler are on top, and they are toppled by like Ava and Sarah. And Julia's kind of been up riding the power with all of these groups. It's just very exciting.
Um, yeah, 5 for Liz. But I would hope Liz would stay this week if it were Liz and Tyler. Damn.
I'm, in all honesty, indifferent.
I guess. I don't know. All right, Michael.
Michael, I thought King was dead in the ground, dead in the water, no heartbeat, no pulse, had no chance. I thought he was done. Zip, zilch, zero. But guess what? Michael's still here. And it's because, yes, Ava, uh, Michael does this thing that I really hate, where he'll go to someone and he's like, are you close with this person? Will you campaign to them for me? No, bitch, you do it. Um, but so with that being said, despite Ava being the one to flip the votes, it was because of Michael's arguments that she considered it in the first place. He actually made good points. His read on the game, again, like we said it last week, has been good, has been consistent. I won't say consistently, as of recently, has been good. And now, this group of four of Ava, Julia, and Sarah, I think is so crucial for him. And, he's got a path forward that is a lot better than others. I, unfortunately for Michael, think that he right now is the least likely person to win a jury vote. And that's the biggest thing holding him back. Um, so that's why I'm like, I want to raise my score a lot, but I feel like I can't because I just don't see even with this, he's not going to be the one that's going to be able to claim this move in the eyes of the jury in the House, I feel like. And I just don't see a world where he wins a jury vote. I don't right now, which sucks for him. So I will be raising my score, but I'm going to be raising it to a 5. Um, because I think that although it's a good group, I think he is 4 in the group. I think Liz and Tyler would still target him. I think he's still in a shaky position, but it is much better, and he did a lot of good this week. So I'm at a 5 for Michael this week, and I think we could continue to see it rise if he continues to do well.
I'm also at a 5. I agree with everything you said. I think that um, it is his like. It wasn't people just like saving him and he didn't know it. It was because of him that he's still here. Um, which props, honestly, I agree. I thought he was dead in the water. Didn't think he had any chance of staying. So that's always exciting and always props. I agree. I don't think he has much chance to win. I don't think he's going to be able to convince a jury that he deserves to win. But he is sitting kind of nicely right now. I think that out of the, 6 people in HOH, 4 to 5 of them would not put him up. So going from a huge house target, to not is very impressive. So I'm gonna go to a 5. But again, only so high how so only sorry only so high you can go going into the final 7. Cool. If you told me Liz and Michael would have the same score coming out of this week,
Right?
Sarah,
Queen's so back. Queen is back. I missed her, but she's back on top. And by top, I mean second from the top. Because ooh, there's tequila in the room. Just saw that. Um, I got distracted. Sorry. Wow, I'm really distracted now. Um,
There was
Sarah, that's
what
what
in the room?
tequila.
Oh,
There's just two bottles of it sitting right there. I love the
you
beach.
should talk about
Anyway,
Sarah.
Sarah, um, her mind, her brain. Yes. Um, Sarah continues to impress me for someone that has no idea what this game was 2 weeks before we started this.
Mhm.
Um, she is someone that, yes, wasn't the one that actively went to people and was like, I think we should do this. But with that being said, she was not like there are some people, especially in our past, that have like been approached with something and they're like, oh yeah, I'll go along with it. Like that's not what this was for Sarah. Sarah actively also thought about this. I think also came to the realization per her diary rooms and her conversation with Julia low key of like, wait, I think actually Michael staying is better for us. And then Ava came to her and was like, hey, I was thinking, what if this? And Sarah was like, that's crazy. I was just thinking the same thing. Um, so she's in it. She's also, even through all of this, yes, Tyler and Liz are like, Sarah is going to be up on the chopping block for us soon. But I think, truthfully, they want Ava out more and they want Michael out more than they want Sarah out. I think Sarah also did a better job than Ava in damage control, specifically with Tyler. Sarah kept up good communication with him and was like, hey, in all honesty, I'm considering keeping Michael. I'm hearing votes are going that way. And for my own personal game, I think like she was just straight up with him about it. And sure, like while Tyler definitely would like, I think, nominate her or push Liz to nominate her if need be, I think for right now, when it comes down to it, she's not the main target still. And also, we've seen time and time again with Sarah that making these moves from her sometimes immediately sinks her positioning a bit, but she just needs time for people to remember how much they like her, and then she's fine again. Like, if Sarah can survive this upcoming week and it's a smooth week, golden again, I think. Um, so I was at a 6 last week. You were at the 7. This was a good move from Sarah. I will be raising my score to a 7, and that's where I'm at with Sarah this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at a 7 too. It's so tricky for me to be giving people scores that are too high because like literally anything can happen moving forward. So it's a little tricky, but I think 7 is where I'm gonna be. And depending how this week shakes out, could be a lot higher going into next week. So we'll see. I know Sarah is sticking ride or die with Julia. Ava might be coming close in there though for Sarah. Um, but she was willing to take that shot, which
And
is
Ava Sarah final two, I think would actively make me the happiest right now.
hmm, we'll see. But 7 for Sarah.
Oh, wait, we were on FaceTime. Oh, I guess it was just me with Sarah. And Sarah was like, Scott, who are you rooting for at this point? And I was like, I can't say, but like you'll see the rankings. And Sarah, I'm rooting for you to win. That's my clear statement. I'm rooting for you to win, Sarah. I hope Sarah wins. Sarah's like literally my favorite. I'll shout it from the rooftops. And by shout it from the rooftops, I mean whisper it quietly in my room. I want Sarah to win.
Yeah. All right. Tyler, Scott's winner pick last week.
Um, and I won't lie, I'm not off of that. truthfully. Um, because he's going to be a threat in these endgame comps still. I think he's smart. I think that he has consistently been in a better position than Liz to the point where, like, obviously they're taking a tumble. He's not going to, spoiler alert, he's not going to be at the top of my rankings this week. Um, but I am more confident in his ability to still move forward than I am Liz's right now, due to his experience in the game, the allies that he has that he's kept up with. I think, I think Sarah is still with Tyler to an extent. I think Julia is still with Tyler to an extent. I think he still has Andy pretty down pat. And he's got Liz. Tyler's still got people because he's been really good at, like, I've got this group and I'm rocking with this group, but I still got Tyler. So I wouldn't like Tyler to go. That's where I think Tyler is right now still. And how's another one? Give him time and some comp wins, and he's gonna be right back in there. So I think Tyler's biggest hurdle is going to be surviving this next week. But if he can do that, and if he can sneak back in there, like, there's a path there. I'm gonna be lowering my score, but truthfully, I'm only gonna lower it to a 6 because I do still in my gut feel good about his chances. And sure, there's a chance that Liz and Tyler go up next week, and then Liz wins the veto, and then in that world, I could see Andy going home before Tyler still. It's likely Tyler. But I think it could flip to Andy. Like, he's good. I'm gonna go down to a 6 because I do still feel good about his chances despite it all.
I'm gonna go down to a 5. Um, I think only giving Liz and Tyler the same score this week for me at least is only fair. They were both they're both in the same spot currently. They're both affected by this vote the same. Um, so that's where I'm at. I would love to see Tyler pull back from this, but it's hard to predict what's going to happen with so many different variables right now, and I just don't see it as like a likely scenario right now. I mean, either one of them could go home next week. So, 5 for me. Well, the season is definitely not boring. If you could see how the lines jump around so much.
Oh my gosh. But wait, go back to this last slide. I want to say that at some point in the season, taking Kaylin out of it, I think every person here has been in the top two of the rankings at some point in the season,
Michael,
except Michael.
who's not. I mean, this would be the slide to do that.
Ava's the only other one that I'm questioning, but I think Ava week 1.
Sarah
Oh
is
no.
right now.
Okay, Ava was top 3.
Yeah, Ava's top 3 right now. Um, yeah, Tyler was, Liz was, Michael was not. Michael has been at the bottom for a while, pretty much. Andy was top 2 here before, tied with Julia and Caitlin. Yeah, no. So yeah, 5 out of 7, or 6 out of 7, or 5 out of 7, I guess. But yeah, okay. I want to
6
go
out of
to
7 were top 3.
yeah. I
I have
am
to
sick
say,
of
this is
that.
crazy.
Gonna
Anyone could go home this week. I love this season.
loving it.
Keeping it interesting. Thank you.
Nobody is like. I mean, Andy really is the only one where I'm like, I wish you would do more.
And here's the thing. I agree with you right now wholeheartedly. That's why Andy's at the 4. But, we said that about Andy in week
We
3,
did, we did,
and then
and
boom.
Andy is doing a lot more than people who don't do things in other seasons at this point.
Let's compare this again. Like, this is what's crazy. Compare this to season. Also, of the people still in the game, Everyone is at a 5 or above, with except Andy. That doesn't happen.
No.
Um, A, that doesn't happen. B, compare this to season 14. No disrespect to season 14,
Well,
but like season 14 was good and it worked because a lot of the players were on the same activity levels one another. But like
that was luck.
again, no shade. I hate just like throwing these people under the bus. But looking at the final eight of last season, Caroline, Jackson, Kayla, Emily,
No, Emily was fine.
but all are just like immediately fall, I think, under where everyone left on this season is in terms of like caliber of gameplay.
Sure.
Um, and then even like Faven was just kind of like coasting on Snap to an extent. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I agree.
this season is just it continues to give. So yeah.
All
Anyway,
right.
Steven, I think it's time for another round, no?
120 something. Oh yeah,
124? All right. Live rankings reaction. Who's gonna be next?
it's 127, but we should do it now. Should we just do it now?
Yeah, just do it now. Get our wait, what candy should we use?
This one.
Can I send it?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there it goes.
Ava, no.
Oh, I'm sad.
Um. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna end recording. Bye, guys. Bye.